Doesn't it get going? Heaven. Thinking of heaven, the joy left before you. Look this week at the race of life, and that image we've had up all week kind of paints that picture. Lord, that's what we've been thinking about. Starting the race of life with Christ. And I don't know, when you hear that, heaven's going to be boss, and you think, wow, yeah. You think about how good a week you've had this week at Sports Plus. Getting around people, doing the things you love, playing sport, the friendships you formed, and then mentioning that video, it's minuscule. It's absolutely minuscule to the joy set before us, the joy that we have in heaven, the joy that God's let before us in this race. And just remember that, remember what is to come, look forward to heaven. What have we covered in the morning meetings? The race of life, the first Monday morning, we started off looking at this race of life, the Hebrews memory verse and what that means to follow him and enter the race. He's marked a race out before us, I've heard that bit already. He's marked the race, he's already done it. He came down, laid his life down on the cross and gave us that example. What was the next morning on the Tuesday? Can anyone remember? Look around. Look around at the great cloud of witnesses. And that doesn't mean there's witnesses just looking at you the whole time and saying, come on, get going, what are you doing, keep an eye on you. No, they're people that have run the race before you. They finished the race and they've said, look at my example, I've done it, you can do it too. When you're around this year and you're in your clubs and your school teams, maybe just jump on and have a look at the Facebook photo or YouTube channel and see a video of the highlights and look at the faces that you've had this week. Remember the beat test when we got around and Rich was sharing at the end, and you see the faces of witnesses of Christians in sport who love Christ and are running the race for him when you're discouraged. Look down was the next one. I've given it away, didn't let you guess that one. But look down, what was that about? What was, anyone want to tell me? Two key words on that song, or key actions. Entangles, I've heard the little entangles. What was the action for that? Yeah, so let's strip off the things that hinder, so the things that keep our eyes off Jesus, and the sin. So the question we ask ourselves is not, is it sin? The question we ask ourselves is it going to hinder me from following Christ? Is it going to hinder me from keeping my eyes off Christ? That's the great question to ask yourself, looking down at what is inside us. Next day, yesterday, what did we look at? Look at the boat. Those who remember that. Look at the boat, no, but not look at the boat, look at Christ. Fix your eyes on Jesus. Remember, it's not just about looking at the cross, it's remembering what he did. And today we're looking at look forward. So our key couple of verses as we finish off, I'm going to have up on the screen. We'll have the first one, it says verse 2. So it says, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. And the next one we're going to focus on as well. So it goes on in verse 3, it says, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. So I wonder, have you started the race? Some of you might have started the race of following Christ this week. And what a journey to begin. What a journey. Best journey I'll ever start. Incredible. Singing at the end, like I said, nothing compares to the joy of heaven that is laid before you. So you might have started the race this week. You might be someone else. You might have someone who's come along to Sports Plus and you've just been encouraged again to keep running this race. Either way, the reality of it when we get home is there are dangers along the race, along that road. There are things that will come off that will try and distract you from keeping your eyes off Christ. Remember I talked on Monday night, even in your sport, you might be great to strive after achievement in sport, but if that becomes your goal, if you're seeking first and foremost recognition from friends, then it's going to get twisted and you get entangled. There's other stuff, plenty of other stuff, and I won't go into it in terms of in your schooling life. You have a real tough time as teenagers growing up as Christians, but we're encouraged when we look at these verses. It says, don't get weary, don't lose heart. Remember there are other people, other Christians. But the key thing is remember the race that Jesus has already run for us. He's gone before us, he's done it. Consider Christ for the joy set before him. When it gets tough, we look to Christ. Yes, we remember each other, but first and foremost, remember what he did for us. Laid his life down, endured, suffering on a cross. And whatever you look at, I can guarantee you, all the leaders here will guarantee you that That simple truth will get you through the race of life, focusing on what he's done for you. But how did Jesus get through it? He didn't just endure it. For the joy set before him. For the joy set before him, the joy of heaven. And I want you to remember this morning, I want to remember the fun. I want you to remember, that heaven is going to be boss. And what you've done this week at Sports Plus is incredible. You've put on incredible effort into improving your skills, working on your game. So many good chants, so many good songs. Just goodness, but it's nothing. It is nothing, absolutely nothing compared to the joy that we'll have when we are called to be with our Lord, with our Saviour, with Jesus, together. I'm not clear what sport's going to be like in heaven. That's something to think about tonight. How it will look, whether there's going to be running, but that's something for you to ponder as well. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be boss. I'm just going to pray before Grace and you can come up and close us off. Lord Jesus, we love you, and we've learnt this week the reason why we do love you, and mainly it's because you've done such an incredible thing for us. You've made incredible claims, you've backed them up. Primarily, Lord, we know you've done it because you've risen from the dead, and today we thank you for that. We thank you that we speak to a living God, and as we set off today, as we all go our different ways and we continue on in the race of life, Lord Jesus, we fix our eyes on you, the author and perfecter of our faith. Amen.